I also think, folks, you two need to up your lipstick game because Gusty and I are on point tonight.
I blend.
You do.
All right. So I see us on video. Let me do an ad here.
Muted. E. So, where are we going?
Who are we going? Why are we going?
Do it live. Apple TV rewards. What? Apparently we are giving people Apple TV rewards?
Who?
Us. Our channel. Tells me that we are getting Apple TV. I am getting Apple TV rewards.
Okay. No idea.
All right.
I am not running any rewards. Maybe it's just listening to Twitch. Because TwitchCon's coming up?
Yeah, it is.
Which Heather and Ryan are going to?
Well, no. Ryan is going to. I am just driving.
Yeah. And enjoying the beach.
Apple TV Plus.
Mm-hmm.
You purchase a new sub or gift a sub.
Huh. Interesting.
Only for new and qualified returning subscribers.
I didn't know we were
always fine.
Wow. All right, let me look at bitrate. Looks good. Where's OBS? OBS looks good. Yeah, we're solid. So, knock on wood. Who's there? Oh, no. Whenever you are ready, Mew, I think we are good to go.
Sounds good. Doors closed. Doors locked. I think we're
no
good.
Cats?
No,
Chance of cats.
Chance of cats, because they have the corner of the doors cut so that they can sneak through.
Got it.
So there will eventually be a Dean here asking for food. So
yes.
Gotcha.
Or snoring. One of the two. All right. I guess we are close enough. 3, 2. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Congratulations on 60 deaths, Kenny.
Don't forget to check your guild banks for gifts.
Red alert. I repeat, red alert.
Set your feet on the road to adventure in Middle-earth.
And we have Gusty Tail here to talk to us about AIE in World of Warcraft.
All that and more coming up right about now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
And by the sound of that voice, you know it is time for the AIE Podcast. Welcome to episode 425 of the podcast celebrating you, the Elia Iacta-esque gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. I am Yukao. Greetings, Gillies. And to my virtual and possibly physical left, depending on which area I'm facing, is Tetsemi. Yeah.
Yep. Hello. I have an inventory problem and need help.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
To his right, maybe, and up and down and all around is Makala.
Hey guys, there are cinnamon rolls in the guild kitchen, and if you wait a little while, there'll be lemon cupcakes, and maybe, guys, I'm so sorry. Actually, Tet, I'm so sorry. Guild kitchen's gonna be a mess this week.
Yes. Yeah. It's all good. Tasty mess. Yeah.
And speaking of this week, we are joined by special guest Gusty Tail, who is here to talk to us about AIE in that World of Warcraft I hear so much about.
Thank you for not saying speaking of messes.
I was gonna say I was like he's going right towards the cliff and just
Yep. I don't have we don't have Kenny's ability to jump off cliffs. I just miss. But welcome, and I guess we'll see what everyone's been up to, starting with the Gusty Tail, since you're the guest.
Well, actually, this week I made a short trip to Cape Cod to visit my aunt.
Ooh.
Yeah, and also my sister, because she's like halfway to Cape Cod, and it's a long ride from Maine, let me tell you. so stayed over at my sister's, and we ended up going to a absolute fabulous seafood and ice cream place where we got a lobster roll, and the small lobster roll was a third of a pound of lobster.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It was insane. It was really good, and the ice cream was good too. So that was a very productive
That
trip.
sounds delightful. Oh my
Now,
gosh.
I gotta go to Disneyland now. You've broken me.
Exactly.
I also suggest or Lobster Shanty in Salem.
There are many good lobster places. But
Yes.
yeah,
On your end of the world. But
Yes,
there's a
yes,
really,
definitely.
he's right though. You introduced us to the one in Disneyland. It's really good too.
I can buy lobster at the supermarket for
Of course.
$7.99 a pound.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here in
Wow.
Portland, we have plenty of seafood available, but
That sounds amazing.
That's right. Yeah, the other Portland.
the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
Portland,
The other
that's
Portland. There are
right
two.
on the ocean.
I was
Yeah.
just like Cape
both are.
Cod, Portland.
Both are
Oh,
close.
other Portland. Other
Yeah,
Portland.
yeah. Cape Cod, Portland. That's a long drive.
That
Cape Cod,
definitely have to stay over someone's
still
house.
a drive, but not as bad.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours. So
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep. It's almost like there's more ports around this country for some reason. It's so
Yeah.
strange. That sounds like you had fun. Then let's go over to Makala and see what Makala's been up to.
Not as much gaming as I would like, but that's okay. In our Tuesday game, starting to realize that our DM has been playing the long con with everybody's different histories and backgrounds. So recently, we got back in town to the town that we're stationed in, and I need to specify our DM used to work for Blizzard. So he does a lot of stuff. He very much the plots are written very, very character in depth, and there's also lots of different very specialty things each character can do because fun with character classes and all these different abilities. But recently we all went to 8th level. We all got really special rewards for it. At the end of the last session, the last session is like, okay, and we're gonna do the clerics next week. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, no.
So my character, went through her ritual to get to 8th level. Saw a ghost of her mentor who basically said, "Oh, by the way, you probably don't remember, but you want to check under your bed. When we got here, you probably had trauma from my death, but yeah, you left some stuff there." So
Oh,
she found his journal and sketches, and some of the sketches were like her and her mother, because her mentor was pretty much like her grandfather. And then there was another sketch of an orc and a elven or a woman that one of our characters recognizes as her mother. That character is half orc. Another sketch looked similar to one of the other characters, but not exact. And then this long letter about how they were not only, Hellmites, but members, Harpers. If you know Forgotten Realms, these are the people that do a lot of secrets, and they're agents, and they're really kind of fascinating. But they were both, which is not, they really don't go together. And they had a mission that involved getting some children out of Waterdeep, perhaps. And he had taken her to Half Hap, which is where they're stationed in. He had said it was his mission for him to go there, to go to the church, but it was actually his mission to get her there because he had learned that those two children are both in Half Hap and are now adults, which are two of the party members. And we'd all had different visions, and one of which was a kind of a hulking orcish figure that were getting children out during the Night of the Temple Fires. So now we're surmising that might be one of the other characters' fathers. So look, all this, literally, my God, you've been playing the long game. So, and of course, we're off for the next few weeks because that's the way life goes. But besides that, I actually have a few fun few days. Thursday, as is our tradition, my best friend took me to Postmodern Jukebox, which was her birthday gift to me. And they're, if you don't know them, they are a band that they do modern music, but they do it almost like big band style. It varies in the way they do it. Different eras, different primary performers. Take a look at them; they're wonderful. So that, and it's always a great reason to dress up rockabilly. You know, I would say probably like a good quarter of the audience at a Postmodern Jukebox concert is dressed up. And then Friday night we went to a Victorian seance experience. And boy, howdy, do we have an experience. There is a shop here called Curious Nature, and they do all kinds of really fun classes. They, from anything like, you know, talk to an embalmer to taxidermy to different, you know, classes on different death rituals and different cultures. For the last few months, they've been doing seances like once a month on Friday nights. And it was a really good time. We definitely had some weird experiences, but it was so funny because this particular location, you know, it's in what's it called, the Melrose area, Phoenix, it's one of the many places that I grew up in Phoenix. In fact, my mom owned a bar that was literally shares a parking lot almost with this place. So they're like, so we don't know what was here before, you know, what was really in this area. You know, Phoenix is a fairly new city. So we know that this area was originally farmland, so we don't know a lot of the ghost stories in the area. Well, like I said, my mom owned that bar. So I was able to walk up to them afterwards and said, by the way, back in the 80s, I can definitely tell you the bar that you back up to was certainly haunted, because my mom has lots of stories that she never closed the bar alone. There was always something there with her.
Yep.
So that's, you know, about, and then a lot of work. I have, my boss was out of town, which means stuff always
Go sideways.
goes sideways, and I had multiple projects that I was working on, one of which involved a huge presentation. So
Yeah, never fails when the boss goes out of town. The stuff that they do special starts popping up.
oh, absolutely. And of course, there's something that, you know, we had talked about. He's like, do you want me to do it? Do you want to do it? I'm like, well, you're the specialist of this, if you wouldn't mind doing it. And then the Friday before, I was like, so Heather, how are you going to do this recording so people know how to do this? I'm like, oh, okay. I guess here's what we're doing then. Which, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's about it for me.
Well, then we'll see then what Tets has been up to.
Oh, I somehow managed to get my first healer to level 100 in Final Fantasy XIV. Now,
Wow.
to
Congrats.
be fair, it was Scholar, so Mew, how did I get him to 100? Oh, wait, I leveled Summoner.
Playing Summoner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I played the DPS attached to the
Yeah.
healer that levels up at the same time.
Everyone's favorite bonus class.
Exactly. So, yeah, I had been going back and doing the level 70, level 80, and now level 90 role quests for that, because once you hit 70, they unfortunately stopped doing individual class quests for the job, because they just said, we're getting so many jobs that we can't dedicate the time to do individual quests for all of them, which is sad.
Yep.
Because it's such a good, you know, Star Wars did it great 1 through 50, Final Fantasy 14 did it great 1 through 60. I kind of miss that individual, like, learn more about the class. But the role quests are really good, especially the Endwalker ones, because they kind of do a prologue to certain areas that you were in for each of the things, so you get to see some closure that wasn't there, which is really cool. So I've done everything except the tank, and I think my highest tank is either Gunbreaker at 60, and I think my Paladin's at 58. So we'll see how I'm gonna level those those classes up. But just having fun doing that, and learned a lot more lore, saw a lot more areas, realized I missed a bunch of level 80 quests for the ones I'd already leveled up, so I got to go back and
Of
do
course.
those capstone quest stuff. But in doing all this, because you hit 89, you get artifact gear for level 89, and it's or job specific. So it doesn't.
Yep.
It's not like you can't get it and go, okay, all your magical DPS use this. It's no, this job uses it, and so you only have a limited number of slots, and it just everything goes sideways because you go from armor that was these 5 jobs use it to this one job uses it, and you're like, I don't have 5 times the. So I've got gear. My glamour dresser has 800 slots filled. My one retainer that I'm using for armor is full. My Chocobo saddlebags are full. I've got to go now start expanding into the other retainer. It's crazy, but it's fun. Now I've just got to decide which ones I actually want in the glamour dresser to transmog to, and which ones I just want for, hey, I collected this, so.
Yeah, and it's fun too because sure, the weapon is actually what you really need from those quests, because as soon as you hit 90, they're all going to use the shared stuff anyway, so you have all this stuff just overflowing.
Yeah, exactly. But there's some really good stories in there. It's interesting because like on a scale of serious, like Endwalker serious to anime bullshit Manderville on the other end, the Dawn Trail ones are definitely leaning more towards the anime BS / Manderville side. The Endwalker ones are leaning really heavy towards the Endwalker as it wraps up the prologue stuff. So it's just interesting to see how they're like, okay, is. How the split is, and like the shift of we're going back to, I say anime BS, but that's what Final Fantasy 14 at its heart really is. And so
we're supposed to be on vacation, no deep stuff,
I know, yeah. And so when you go from serious, in the last expansion to kind of lighthearted and making fun of itself, it's a shock. You're like, wait, why are they going all Manderville on this? And then you realize, no, wait a minute, this is what normally happens in Final Fantasy 14. They were just way over on the serious side for Endwalker.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh yeah, and I did run. Yeah, I also ran map nights last night for the first time, which was good because I took my beginner's luck, and we actually got all the way to the final boss and defeated it on the first try, and then didn't see a final boss the rest of the night. So, that's how it is. But
that after the last few weeks you've had, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So, but that is what I have been up to. What about you, Mew?
Let's see, a little bit of this World of Warcraft game thing that everyone's been
Part
playing.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's popular with the kids.
Yep. Did a little bit of raiding this week. We kind of just ran through Emergensil because we can, and mostly we were just there to get Transmog and Bullion because like no one needs the gear. I mean, even Heroic, like no one needs the gear.
Yeah.
So it's so funny to see all the transmog rolls and then actually seeing people winning transmog rolls, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's that part of the expansion? But yeah, then you get your
Or
bullion
getting stuff
and
on your alts.
I guess it's with the new event, because that's what I've been spending the rest of the WoW time is running around the new event. You can get all that gear so easily now. You just fall over it. And like I definitely will say the pre-patch event stuff is just the biggest troll stuff ever. You go through, and one of the time, so for those not aware, the event is you're going to different parts of Azeroth, and Azeroth is having memories of the past, and Khadgar is kind of narrating it as you're running around, and you stumble across like one of the memories was the guy yelling at you for a pristine boar spleen or whatever it was, kidney boar part. and it's just like, yeah, we hated that quest, and you're bringing it back up.
Exactly.
And they give you a delight fish,
yes, you
which
see
will they'll turn your hunter pets into people.
Yes, and I was wondering why I kept getting turned into a pirate too. So I finally discovered it's because of that little thing in there. So yeah, it's all these little funny little events, and it's just like, yes, this sucked. Like you fight Anixia, and you just see the chat light up with people screaming more dots, because it's just,
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
because
And you have to do the mechanics for Nixia. That's the thing. It's not just burn her down. It's like you have to deal with
the actual mechanics.
Yes. The
the
whelplings come swarming in. There's eggs that appear out of nowhere, so you can't even avoid the eggs because they basically show up at your feet. But then you still trip over them, and then whelplings start pouring out, and it's just it's the biggest just like funny troll. Like they're in on the joke, but it's just that's what all these little memories are. So it's just kind of been funny to run through and do that. But yeah, and then Ragnaros is another one, and
did they attach the file to Lich King?
Oh heck yeah!
Okay,
that's one I haven't been in time for, because that's the other thing is you now have to wait for every hour for things to do it, unless you want to go through and grind through it. Because I guess
I thought they fixed it so that the bosses are popping as soon as the event starts over.
Yeah, it's 1 hour for each zone.
Yeah,
it'll be up for, and you have to do the side quests, and you have to you get a certain number of points for each little side questy thing that you finish, and after you finish like 6 of them, I forget what the number is, but it'll show you how much progress you're making towards it, and then the final boss will pop. So in that hour, typically you'll get like 3 chances at the final boss.
Yeah,
unless you play at Mew time, which is 2 a.m. and
true,
no one's doing these things, and that's why it's not popping.
Yeah,
Mew time is very different than regular people time.
Yes. But so yeah, and then let's see. Been doing some house cleaning, settling in, getting ready for, of course, the new school year, and did a little bit of shopping, and Half Price had dangerous things for the
they usually do.
Let me move that quick, but yeah, I came across a bunch of really
the spell cards, nice.
Yep.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just might have picked up a few items, monster creatures and map of the other lands, and this one, dark places and demigorgons. And
so what you're saying is there's a pile of stuff leaving the house and a pile of stuff coming in the house.
Yes.
That's normal.
That's our
house. I came
house.
across this thing, which is apparently a big deal, I guess.
1 second, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh, here, on me.
Oh, there we go. Xanthar's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the collector's edition. That's awesome.
So yeah, they had this for a lot less than I'm seeing it online. Apparently, it's selling for $400 to $500 online.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and that's mine now.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I've just kind of been, wanting to kind of dig into it and get some interesting scenarios in my head and that sort of thing. So yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, just kind of added to. I think that's everything in here. But yeah, just a little bit of retail therapy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And settling in. I might have some good news on Monday. So we're hoping.
I have heard rumors.
Yes, you have. But yeah, we'll see. It's spirits are high over here. So
good. That is fabulous, my friend.
Good news, everybody.
Exactly.
The slime is flowing again.
Exactly.
I forgot to mention on our way home from Cape Cod, we stopped to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh my god, it's so fun!
It's the best movie ever.
I mean,
it's
just so good.
It's about friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And about never forget the friends and fictional characters that have been important to you from all your life, because they're important.
Yep.
And then the other thing that I learned, a very important thing, is always equip your helm.
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
I mean, that doesn't matter what genre you're in.
Nope.
You should be equipping your helm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can hide the display, but always equip it.
Yeah.
Or if you're Viera, you
that's-
really don't have a choice, because a lot of them just don't display.
Can they not just cut ear holes? Like,
I know.
is that such a hard thing? But that's enough out of us. Let's
Well,
hear
not
about
really.
you guys. We're going to be digging into WoW stuff shortly because we haven't talked about enough WoW. But first, why don't we cover this week's news?
AIE News.
All right. Let's go through mandatory fun nights because we just came out of Summer of Love and we're settling back into our normal schedule. So we wanted to remind everyone of the schedule. Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Destiny 2. On Monday nights, Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Also on Monday, Star Trek Online at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, SOTOR at 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, HFL Mythic Plus Mayhem in WoW. Gusty, is that still going on?
Actually, as it's the end of the expansion, I suspended it.
Gotcha.
There was pretty much only one or two people who were still, pushing for it. So we'll see
It'll
about
come back.
restarting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come back. Yeah, it just doesn't
So
make
we'll
much
just-
sense to grind.
We'll just put a pin in it. It'll reserve
Put
the
an
time
asterisk.
slot. Exactly. All right. And Thursdays, board game night. The first and third Thursdays of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. max time. At Friday, ESO at 9 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, Lord of the Rings Online at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, Final Fantasy 14 map night, which is a blast. Come have fun, hang out, chat, and earn some money. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, WoW Classic Hardcore at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And also New Braid at 11 p.m. Eastern. Come watch Kenny lead you off cliffs. Now,
Yep.
Gusty, what is, since we'll get into it shortly, probably in the WoW news, but just a reminder is with the expansion winding down, New Braid generally suspends itself until raiding starts again.
Yeah, Kenny was talking about that Saturday night, and typically between Thanksgiving and New Year's, she takes a break anyway,
Yeah.
just to not do
Yeah.
New Braid, and it'll be a couple weeks. So she wasn't sure if maybe for a little bit they might do, an old one of these raids, maybe one, and then we'll just kind of go on break till LFR of the new Nerubar Palace opens up,
Yep.
and usually it's 2 or 3 weeks after the raid itself opens that LFR will come, and
Yep.
so she'll do New Braid with that when it's active.
Yeah. And just a reminder to the WoW community, they are introducing a story mode this time. So if you want to see how the story wraps up in the raid before you do it in LFR, so you can actually enjoy it, the story mode comes out the week before the final wing of LFR launches. So you can go in and see story mode with 1 to 5 people. So it's like a dungeon group, or you can solo it and go in and see the end of the raid story.
I like that they've added that.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. So
All right. And with that schedule set, we have streaming and Guild podcast news. As you know, we have a ton of AIE member podcasts. Want to know where to find them? Look below. Information is also in the show notes. Of course, we have New Overlords podcast with Max and Seema at newoverlords.com. Working Class Nerds with Marcus and Nick, Not Safe for Life at workingclassnerds.com.wordpress.com. Boards and Swords with Chris and Phillips, boardsandswords.com/blog. Bunch of other stuff there. Dr. Gamology, Dr. Daniel Kaufman at drgamology.com. STO Fleet Action Report with Gribog and Nikitas. Find them on YouTube under Fleet Action Report. A Podcast Reborn, a Final Fantasy 14 community podcast with OMF, Megan and Roe, Totally Not Safe for Life. They're at bonusroll.gg. And look for A Podcast Reborn there.
Gusty, what's going on in WoW?
All right. Well, we already mentioned New Braid. New Braid cleared normal Aberrus on Saturday, and Dankinia's floor tank tally is now at 60 deaths. And once
Congrats.
again, hooray for Kinney. And we're more than halfway through the year, so we'll see what she can do.
That's 60 deaths in the year. Got it. I
Yeah,
thought
It
you
makes
meant.
a lot more sense.
Oh, in one night.
I thought you.
No.
I know. I thought you meant like only 60
Overall.
deaths? Over
Like
60 They're
one
doing
night's a
this,
bit
No,
really?
this year.
This year. Okay.
Yeah, she keeps an ongoing tally. And then there are earlier today it was saying 8, but right before the podcast I checked, 7 days left to speed level your fresh alts to 70 in Pandaria Remix, which is like the most addictive snack food you can ever imagine. I have 20 alts now, and I do not think that I am alone in this. It is so much fun. And thanks to those people who've been doing guild carry runs, including Negrats during the Summer of Love event, those guild carries, you'll get one person who's fully geared, take 4 new people, brand new alts, and they just run you through everything super quick.
That's
you can
awesome.
get 70 in about 2 hours. It's amazing.
Yep.
Then the new event, Radiant Echoes, which Mew was talking about earlier, for access through portals in Dalaran, is also good for leveling current alts, and it provides gear, transmog, which we all know is the most important part of WoW, and a couple of
Especially for you,
pets.
my friend.
Yep, couple of pets, and it's bright. What you get is like bright purple Dalaran colors.
Yes.
And
That's not the most
multiple
exciting.
cloaks. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really want bright,
If you're a huge fan
glowing
of Dalaran, yeah,
Yes.
it's very purple. It's very it's Dalaran purple.
it's
Dalaran
level
purple.
480 gear, so you can transmog if you don't like the colors.
And you can upgrade it if you have enough flight stones.
Yep.
So there is
It's
that.
true too. So that's its base. So it's very good for alts that have been kind of lingering towards the end of the expansion. You can also get a couple of 3 pets, and a mount, which is 2 mounts really, because you buy it once and you get a horde side flying mount, and it's a griffin on the alliance side and a wind rider if you're a horde player. Meanwhile, the new expansion, War Within, arrives August 26th. Early access, if you've paid for that, is August 22nd. Very close.
Nice.
And let's all celebrate the return of everyone's favorite cursed Legion weapon, Xalatath, the Harbinger of the Void.
Also known as Naifu.
Nice.
I have a feeling that there's going to be maybe not the Wrath into Cataclysm level of Whiplash, but I have a feeling there's going to be some Whiplash of people once Miss Pandaria Remix goes away and everyone hits the leveling stuff and then starts hitting the new mythic dungeons the way they've ramped them up and stuff. I have a feeling there's going to be
hard.
there's going to
So
be a
much
bit of
death.
whiplash. Yeah. So yeah.
What do you mean I can die? What do you mean this doesn't melt?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and the leveling of the profession sounds like it's going to be pretty painful too.
Yeah.
Which again, like they've given it, like I think we're gonna miss all of the quality of life, like little goodies they gave us because we couldn't have professions.
Yeah.
You know, that's having that summoning portal to bring everyone to the raid. Like, hello, why are you teasing us with this? You better give it back to us for the guild.
They did give us warbands though, which, oh my god, I just
Yes.
love those. That big, huge shared bank to put stuff in, like pets.
Yep.
Transmog, and you can share some of the things you get through those Dalaran Radiant Echoes things. I'm plonking those right in there. Can grab them for it. It's very nice not to get soulbound things you can't use and to be able to give them. And you can also transfer currency from one character to another, which I am so excited about. It's wonderful. You been doing quests on one particular character and they've got all this currency, but you want to buy something for somebody else and you can't. Now you can. Super
Yeah.
easy.
And
I can't
the
tell you
other
the
thing,
interesting expansion, or not expansion, the achievements that kept popping up after you log in enough characters that have all of these exalted reputations. now your warband has it. So now your characters log in and start getting all kinds of achievements because they're now all exalted, yada yada yada.
Exactly. The other thing, speaking of transmog, that they're going to do in a future patch, like I think a .05 patch, is they're going to retroactively give you all the quest and class awards from all your previous quests. So like, you know how now you complete a quest and you get the 4 options for your class from that? No, they're going to give you everything that was available for that quest.
The visuals for it.
Yeah.
The visuals for it. Yeah.
So you're going to go back and
I
get...
hadn't heard that.
Yeah, you're going to go and get everything. Like they're literally saying, yeah, if you go back and do an old raid and like a priest robe drops while you're on your warrior, you will collect that transmog piece.
So it's interesting. So what it is so say you're on a cloth wear and you get a plate piece, and then it'll say unlock look. You won't wear it, but you'll unlock the look.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can have the look, but it does not have the appropriate stats that go to it.
So your
Exactly.
paladin will then be able to wear the thing that dropped for a plate wearer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, for a lot of the items, you can drop that piece of gear into your warband bank, and then your paladin can pull it out. Or if you can't, it still unlocks the look. So then your paladin can then transmog it over to that. So
That's probably only going to go back as far. When did transmog become a thing? Was it Wrath?
No, they said it's going all the way back.
Yeah. I'm getting grays and whites that are giving me looks too. So
Anything that they've got in the database that says you completed this quest and this quest gave you a armor or weapon piece will unlock for you.
I just remember when transmog first became a thing, I had to go back and roll a new druid, because the druid, there's your very first staff that you get, it wasn't in their files.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's because they didn't have they couldn't go back and say you had quest completion of this. Well, now they can. Now they
that makes sense.
Completed quest, therefore linked to transmog.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm glad they took the time to go back and do that. Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's probably going to save them on having to bug GMs for this stuff. They don't have to get tickets.
Yeah.
So
100%.
it's just if
That's
they can make this
AI
automatic. Anyway. Or a database person going through and clicking things. It's what it usually comes down to.
Yep.
But yeah, I also are we having a separate segment for WoW stuff later on, or
we can do it right now? So keep
do it live.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say so.
Do it live.
I was very pleasantly surprised on Tuesday to see that they are doing something along the ways of the Warbringers. So they did have
with the video,
the new 2.5 as they call it, cinematic.
Yeah,
and that was very, very well done.
Yeah.
It was like the interesting misdirect and the just all the questions. And of course, if you are into YouTubing and watch Taliesin and Evitel, they had a breakdown video. So that was very, very enlightening. Oh yeah, very enlightening. He breaks down every little bit, and he's got it down now. I think he's really able to tear down their stuff really well.
Yeah.
And just the fact I wouldn't have realized just the size of Xalatath, for example. Apparently that can change.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
The other thing that a couple people have commented on is wait, haven't we had this story before with Arthas and with and we're like, yeah, we dodged it with Talanji because Talanji didn't kill her father, but they were just like, haven't we heard that? And yes, they're telling it's called The Hero's Journey. There's a way of telling a story, and so you're going to see similarities, but it's going to be different. Just enjoy the ride.
Or that they very purposely mirrored some things for very interesting reasons.
For reasons.
Yes, for reasons we're going to see. And there was even, words that were very similarly used in the same cadence. It's just, like I said, if you after you watch that video, go watch Taliesin's stuff. he's going to show you all that and actually like show up like here's the old one, here's the new one, like actually give you all that kind of really neat comparison. So I always look forward to his stuff when he does that. So we should expect one hopefully Tuesday, and then one more in the following Tuesday.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
because that seems to be the cadence. But yeah, that was it's always, I mean, it's amazing what they can do with that 2.5 without having to do the full on cinematic, because we should hopefully get one of those too.
Yeah.
But that's
So-
interesting stuff.
Gusty, what is your first class you're going to level up?
Probably Gusty, just because she's in charge of a lot of things.
What class is that?
She is a druid.
Yes.
And they are very easy to level because you can kitty, you can actually, I've been having fun doing quests in bear, because it takes you a little longer, but you're almost unkillable. But the kitty can stealth and get around things, be roguish.
Very cool. Mew, are you still doing your demon hunter, or did you switch again?
So that's the thing. I probably will, but so the class that I've been maining in Remix is surprise druid. And,
Shocking.
Never. Really?
Yeah, I know, weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time is
Like
a flat
being a
circle.
warrior.
Yeah. So, and they've done some improvements, and it feels better. It was nice to be on the bear, or to switch over and actually do some healing, or do a little pew pew, or jump over and just bite things and slash at them.
I'm sorry to butt in, but in Remix, the first thing I rolled was a warlock, and I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I had
I love
no
warlock.
idea how great it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very first thing that go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that is the one thing I miss is the demonology warlock, because it's like, oh, we have a problem here.
Uh-huh.
Have a demon. Oh, it's still
Demon.
We heard you like
Throw more
demons.
demons. Yeah.
Throw more demons.
You're literally
Exactly.
throwing demons. You
Yeah,
like
I mean,
chuck imps at things.
You have
Imp daycare.
Yes.
You literally have your own. Like, how many imps
Man.
can I get on the screen at one time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of different types.
Of different
too.
types.
Like it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're a warlock, you're never alone.
Oh,
And they're all running around like they're like little kids in a daycare center looking for their snacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And-
on a sugar high.
And McCullough, I know we're not actively engaged in it, but were you playing? You can transmog your demons.
Yeah, they added that.
Oh my gosh.
And instead of having a succubus, you can have an incubus.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I-
really sexy.
Considering McCullough, she would just
She would
switch
have
between
to
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
Well,
she
and
did
that's the
both.
thing.
Yeah.
That's just it. Is you can easily switch them back and forth. It's real nice.
Yep.
But I was going to say the first thing that I leveled up in much the same way, I've leveled up a priest, because that's the one class I never play.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Huh. Because I like when I maxed out Tet, I immediately went and did my warlock and then my priest, because I was doing the back in not Legion in
Wrath?
no the
Shadow?
Mist.
This?
Shadowlands. The
What-
four
what's
convicts.
Shadow what?
Extension we never speak of.
I know the four the four houses. Let's just call them that.
Yes. The four.
I
houses.
had my shadow priest. I had my warlock, my warrior, and my I think I had my mage. I'm trying to remember, but yeah. So it was my one of them was a shaman. I think I had my shaman, and yeah, it was fun, but yeah.
Well, it's the thing. I've done like so little. Basically, I leveled a priest up high enough to get the transmog for Scarlet Monastery, and made a character that looked like White Mane. So
Yes.
that was as high as I got.
Of course, I mean,
But
that
this
is the
time
goal.
around, I kind of purposely was like, I'm going to pick a class that I never play so that I can just try it out, because that's actually how I found out that I like tanking as a warrior. Was
Right.
The warrior was the big class. I literally didn't have a warrior. I just never created one, and then I created one, and I ended up tanking with that one for a few expansions.
Yeah,
But then I learned about demon hunters and was like,
Oh.
this is a fun warrior.
yeah.
What-
This is
how
a
did this happen?
warrior with zoomies, even more zoomies.
Yes. Yes. It's like let's add a little bit of warlock and a little bit of druid and have fun. But but yeah, so this time around I went through and I actually leveled as discipline because of my
It's
time in
always
Final
fun.
Fantasy playing shield healers.
Yep.
So I was like, let me see, and it was actually a little bit more fun to be able to throw those shields around and do a bit of pew pew and heal while you pew pew, and it made it a little easier because I've done Shadow, and the problem I have with Shadow is it's just a warlock that wants to be a warlock, and it's not unique enough for me.
No,
just
it was build your spender, spend your builder, and it was just
yes.
Yeah.
Whereas if I want to do that, I'll just go get my warlock, which I'm way more fond of.
Exactly.
Which I have green fire to tell you I have the original green fire, so that tells you how much I liked my warlock.
Exactly.
but yeah, I could never do it. But yeah, no, I did druid and went through, and it's like, oh hey, I can actually heal as a druid now after my time in Final Fantasy. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been nice to kind of rediscover the game after taking a break from it, and after things look a little bit better over there. Like it doesn't there's a little bit more of a warm fuzzy. It seems like things are going well for a lot of my friends and ex coworkers over there. So
that's good. I know it's been kind of touch and go for a while.
Well, the nice thing is that the entire Warcraft team is now a union. Everything QA, dev, art, music. The whole thing is now a union, so we'll see how the negotiations go. That's always the tough part. Is yes, you're part of a union. Let's see how it goes.
Well, hopefully the quality of life changes that have happened in game translate to the employees that make the game.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
and to get into the gaming side of things, Microsoft wants to talk well with them.
Yes,
because they are being scrutinized because they promised that they would work well with them, and if they break that promise, then the FCC will come and say, "Yeah, remember that promise you gave us?
Yeah,
we're not happy." Yeah. So that's why they're being so forthcoming and welcoming of this union, because they promised.
And Bethesda, the entire Bethesda company division, I think it's a division under Microsoft, also is all unionized now. So there are more divisions inside Microsoft that are forming, which is good, because if it starts there and spreads to the rest of the gaming community, gaming development. So
yeah, I've got friends there as well, and I'm happy to hear that they're getting treated a little better.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. But speaking of what's going on in Classic, Mew?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently Cataclysm is still cataclysming. It does that. I mean, it's still cataclysming technically. It's even in retail. It's still there's still cataclysming over there. Still a big gaping wound over there. There are a few folks still enjoying working their way through the content though. So this was all new to them. That's why they were excited for it, and we're excited for them. Still baffled by the decision, but hey, people get to experience it as if there you go.
Lucy, I know. Lucy got to enjoy it that way because she had not played it. So
yep. So that's the one thing that we as longtime players, we forget things like that.
Right.
Like we were there for it. So some of the newer WoW babies are getting to see some of that stuff. But now that we're in Cataclysm, now what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you took the next expansion, Miss, and did remix with it. So now what? Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Now they're just going to have to remix everything from that point on, because they're all self-contained. Every single other one is self-contained.
Yeah. Or do they go back and remix? God, what was the second expansion?
Burning Crusade.
Burning Crusade.
Yeah. BC.
Yeah, BC.
You're a BC baby. You should know that.
BC remix.
You can do that one. There was a lot of fun to be had there.
Exactly.
And technically that was standalone too, because it's its own planet.
Yeah, exactly. They could totally do that. But speaking of planets, nice segue, Mew.
Hey.
The SWTOR team conquered Section X last week on Starforge and Balmora on Shea Vizsla. Yes, they are running both guilds, both on the new server Shea Vizsla and the existing server. They had quite a fight this time for Section X. There were a couple times the leads actually changed hands and they had to claw their way back. but it was a great job for everyone. Prizes are still available for everyone in the Guild Bank gift tabs, and they are now recovering on the beaches of Rishi for the Empire.
Right, and ESO knows. For Summer of Love, Kramer ran an ESO-themed one-shot D&D campaign from which all accounts was a blast. Kramer also has all the Munda stones and his crafting stations. They're currently available at his primary residence. Feel free to stop by to use them if you need.
And in Final Fantasy XIV news, just a reminder that map nights are Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And, however, right now they're requiring you be level 100 and have flying unlocked on all Dawn Trail zones, which means you basically have to have finished the MSQ.
Yep.
And gone back and found all the little yada yadas and done all the quests. And as Tet can say, it's a fun time. Get the monies.
Exactly.
Patch 7.0.8 should be coming out sometime this month or early next month, whenever they can get it to us. Nothing yet on what exactly will come with it, but it's likely tuning and bug patches because they got to fix all the stuff they broke.
Yep, exactly. All right, and in Star Trek Online, the entire galaxy is going to Red Alert from August 15th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to August 22nd at 12 p.m. Pacific Time on all platforms. All of the Red Alert events will be returning at once as the final frontier is caught in a massive invasion on all sides. During this event, you'll be able to play the following content: Borg Red Alert, the Elachi Red Alert, Tholian Red Alert, the Zenkethi Red Alert, and the Nakul Red Alert. Please note, as the only Red Alert with a fail condition, the Zenkethi Red Alert will not grant your daily bonus if you failed the TFO. The fail condition will likely be removed in future runs of the event. It's just the way it is now, so try not to fail that one. Yeah. In addition to the usual rewards, these task force operations will also grant daily bonus progress. You'll receive 1 daily progress for each day for completing 1 Red Alert, doesn't matter which one, on any character on your account. After you receive 5 dailies progress, you'll be rewarded with a package containing the following once per account: an ultimate tech upgrade and a specialization point. You can also purchase the grand prize on the events page if you prefer. The price will be prorated as you earn daily progress, becoming cheaper the more you play. If you earn or purchase the grand prize, you can still complete Red Alerts to earn bonus progress. Completing a Red Alert TFO each day will grant a bonus amount of dilithium ore, beginning at 8,000 and increasing by 1,000 for each completion thereafter. The Red Alert Task Force operations are available to captains of level 50 or higher. Head out, defend the galaxy, captains. Go to Red Alert.
All right. And on Lotro news, the Middle Earth Venturing Pack is available for a limited time. Limit 1 per account, steed, writing skill, weapon aura, cosmetic clothing, milestone skill, crafting tool, silver, and virtue XP. If you set your feet to the road to adventure, the Middle Earth Venturing Pack provides the following to 1 character. Writing skill. Your choice of steed from the following: the Steed of Bree, Steed of McEldevling, Steed of Rivendell, Steed of Florence Hall, a uniform of Border Scout cosmetic outfit to weather the road, the wilderness or weapon aura, 21,000 virtue XP, milestone skill 11 to find your way back, a medium pile of copper scraps worth 500 silver, universal toolkit for useful for any crafting profession. The Middle Earth Venturing Pack can be purchased once per account, available through August 25th, 2024 at the Lotro store.
A good way to get down in there if you need it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Do we have anything further to add about the World of Warcraft as we know it?
Gusty, anything else?
I probably forgot something, but
That's okay,
it's still gonna be there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I guess with that, that'll be our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Gusty for joining us. So thank you, Gusty, for joining us.
Thank you, Gusty.
Thank you. All right. If you have questions or comments about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. Find us on the AIE Discord and other non-Twitter social media. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, aie-guild.org. And the link for the live stream is podcast-live-stream. Look for the link for our Discord server on the main page. For past episodes, go to YouTube. Just look for the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
And if you'd like to try your hand at creating a segment, we would love to have that. Please make those no more than 120 seconds. Send those to our email as listed above. It's a great time to do anything that, considering how many expansions are going on, the fact that, there's so much going on in the Gamerverse, and we have so many passionate guildies about everything that we do.
And I also wanted to mention, as there's been some talk about the instance coming back, if you're thinking of making segments for them.
Perfect. We'll take those too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Actually, Tanner from Core, she's going to be the guild leader on Earth and Ring, and she was in touch and asking us about Greenwall and other stuff. Yeah, so our officers jumped. I think you guys both jumped in with suggestions for an alternative.
Yep.
So definitely excited to be seeing them some more on over on Earth and Ring.
Yep. Should make the server busy.
Exactly.
All right. Next time, we'll be talking to Dr. Gameology, also known as Dr. Daniel Kaufman. Talk to us about his new book, The Gamer's Journey. Oh, until then, AIE.
Gusty.
Oh, from Gusty Tail. Good night. Did I say I wouldn't make any mistakes tonight? I'm sorry.
Listen, you're the one that started this, lady.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I am.
It's not like this was your idea or anything, so And this is Mew Cow.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay!
God has been cast.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, chat room. If you have any...
at an hour, we did very nice.
Cool.
I know we can talk about anything for an hour.
Well, I know. I was trying to rein myself in and not just go on and on and on during WoW, but it's pretty.
No, I think that was a good idea. That it just kind of
yeah, just roll it all together.
Just organically doing it instead of it doesn't have to be exactly where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. We're flexible.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at all these pictures of lobster rolls. I'm totally distracted now.
I know.
Well, that's why I might have used a very large high there to kind of get it off the screen, because it was distracting me as I was trying to pay attention.
I really want lobster rolls.
I know.
Oh, wait. I'm going to be in San Diego next month.
You are.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Just a short jaunt up there.
Exactly.
There's Tom Hams has really good lobster rolls.
Yep. All right. Well, chat room, thank you for joining us. We are going to skedaddle and we'll figure out a show title.
All right, here we go.
I think
show title. That's another way to ruin inventory.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say distracted by lobster rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, both good. Distracted by lobster rolls. That's
another good way to there you go. Distracted by lobster rolls. That's a good way to ruin inventory.
Yep, that works.
Why is anybody else's Google Doc going crazy?
No.
It's
literally.
Mine just saved a drive.
Nope, I know what just happened. My phone fell on my space key.
There you go. Oh, I see. Yeah, you've just made 26 pages of blank.
One second, let me just delete all that.
Oh, that's funny.
Should be able to just hit Control-Z, right?
Yeah. So, all right.
I'm almost done. Leave me alone. It's fine.
Exactly. Our ADHD will only let us do it one way. So, all right, chat room. Thank you, Gusty.
Bye, chat room. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.